Good morning, students. Welcome to second part of accounting and its terminology. Previous class we went through meaning, objectives, the way how we write accounts. Now today we will be learning about advantages, limitations and qualitative characteristics of accounting information. So these are the advantages. I'll explain one by one. Advantages of accounting. Now it begins with first point, availability of accounting information. The sole purpose behind writing of accounting is to maintain records. If the records are easily available, we can make decisions accordingly. Means if we want to identify at what price goods were purchased or what price goods were sold, any kind of economic transaction we want to study about, we can refer to the books of accounts and that will provide you any accounting information. So it will be available as and when we need it. Second is to know the profitability. The sole purpose of writing accounts was to identify whether firm is earning profit or incurring loss. So from accounts we will be easily able to identify whether our organization has earned a profit or incurred a loss. Then third is to know the financial position of the organization. Means where we are standing, how much amount we are supposed to collect from others and how much amount we are liable to pay to others. Means we can analyze about the assets and liabilities of our organization, understand about the assets and liabilities of the organization. Assets here implies resources where money has been invested, and liabilities implies obligations which we are liable to pay from where money was raised. Then fourth point is tax planning. Once we are aware about the income profitability, we can further plan about the tax liability also. Means how much amount we are required to pay tax, we can plan it in advance and save it accordingly. Then valuation of business. You can come to know what is the value of building business organization in terms of intangible asset like goodwill. For example, as given here, what should be the selling price of business? Means suppose I am running a business for 10 years, cost price of the business is say suppose 20 lakh, but when I go to sell it in market, people are ready to pay me more than 20 lakh. Why they are ready to pay? That is because of goodwill of the organization. So that kind of goodwill valuation or business valuation can be done only by help of accounting, with help of accounting. Without accounts we won't be able to identify this. Then decision making. There are various decisions to be made in a business organization, and these decisions may be made by the users of information like creditors, shareholders, investors, owners, management, employees, workers. This is helpful to everyone who is directly or indirectly associated with the organization. So on the basis of accounts, they may be able to make those decisions also. For example, I am working as an employee in an organization. I want to study about my security, whether this job is safe or not. So how I will come to know? So by means of accounts I can come to know whether this organization is earning profit or incurring losses, and accordingly I can decide my safety. Then 7th point, it acts as an evidence. Means whenever information is required, you can refer to it, and those informations are recorded on the basis of transaction, and transaction are based on vouchers, and vouchers, if honestly prepared, it acts as a proof. So everywhere we have a proof of transaction or activities, and on that basis further we can take decisions. Comparison with past operations, like in current year compared to last year, whether we are growing or declining, we can come to know from financial status, financial position. Same way, whether we are earning profit or incurring losses, compared to last year our profits or losses are increasing or decreasing. That kind of comparison can be done only when we have accounting information, accounting records. So again accounting helps us in same. Then moral control. Moral control means as the accounts, if written in authentic manner based on vouchers, that is evidence, there is very rare possibility of fraud or manipulations in the business organization. So we can easily control those kind of activities of our organization. Then corrective measures. You can decide about corrective measures only when you are aware about the result, outcome. So if you write accounts, you can come to know whether you are improving or declining. On the basis of same, you can further take corrective actions. If you do not keep on checking yourself, you will not come to know whether you are growing or declining. So how to check yourself from point of view of business? By writing accounts. So if we write accounts, we will come to know whether we are growing or declining, earning profit or incurring losses, and accordingly we can take corrective measures as and when required. So this was all about the advantages. Now let us go through next point, that is limitations of accounting. In limitations of accounting, the very first point, we never consider non-financial transactions, though they may be important. However, we record accounts based on quantitative terms only, means in monetary terms we record transaction. We never consider those transactions which are of non-financial nature. For example, bank will provide loan on the basis of financial statement and not on the basis of loyalty of employees, turnover of employees. It will not consider those kind of non-financial transactions. So it's a limitation. Second is stable value of money. Stable value of money means our accounting principle states that we do not consider factors like inflation. The purchasing power of money may be improving, may be declining. That's because of increase or decrease in rate of inflation. So here, while writing accounts, we do not consider the factors of inflation. That's why it is treated as a limitation. We consider the stable value of money. Then third is based on historical transactions or events. Here we never consider future prospects, like we are going to get a deal from some organization for huge order, or we may be able to grow in future. That kind of factors are never considered. Here accounts are based on past transactions. So transactions are of historical nature, which do not consider future aspects or avenues. Then avoidance of market value. As said earlier, here accounts are not recorded on the basis of market value, rather they are recorded at book value or cost price or purchase price. For example, I purchased a building worth rupees 20 lakh in business before 20 years. However, the market value at present may be more or less, but that part is not considered while writing accounts. We record it at its original price only, that is 20 lakh, which is not correct, practically which is not correct. However, we have to follow that assumption. Then use of estimates. Here we make many assumptions. Accounts, while writing, you will gradually come to know there are many assumptions or guidelines or principles or rules we follow. There are rules related to possible losses also, or assumptions related to possible losses. However, possible losses are not sure whether they are going to incur or not. Then too we may be making assumptions or provisions for same. So that kind of estimates do not provide accurate figures. So it is again a limitation. And finally, dual standard. Dual standard because when we prepare financial statement, it includes profit and loss account and balance sheet, which comes further. Profit and loss and balance sheet. Now profit and loss is based on actual transactions or based on present values. However, balance sheet includes assets which are recorded at cost price, means historical values. So here at one place we are following the present values, and at one phase we are considering historical values. So here we are not following a normal single standard. Instead we are following dual standard, which leads to conflict or confusion. Then after limitation, this is just a brief overview about accounting as language of business and as art and science. Why accounting is treated as language of business? Because accounting is a procedure in which we convert normal literature or language into accounting language, and on the basis of accounting language, which is created on the basis of guidelines, rules, assumptions, principles, it gets converted into accounts. So if you have certain knowledge of accounts and if you go through the accounts, you will come to know what is the position of this business organization. So in order to identify about the business financial worth, accounting is required. So accounting is treated as language of business. Then secondly, accounting is also treated as science or an art. Why it is treated as science? Science is based on observation, experiments and rules. Once a thing is observed, thereafter experimented, and after experiment, if it provides same outcome, it gets converted into rule or principle. In accounts also, these kind of rules are being developed, and while writing accounts, we follow these rules. Same way it is treated as an art. Why it is treated as an art? Because for art you need a skilled way of presentation. In accounts also same thing is required. It requires skilled way of presentation, and because of which it is treated as art as well as science. Now coming towards last point of today, that is qualitative characteristics of accounting information. In accounting information, the basic information is transaction. So here it means what should be the quality of transaction. So the quality of transaction should be reliable. You are writing accounts based on transaction. If transactions are not accurate, your accounts are also not going to be accurate. So in order to get accurate result of accounts, you need the accounting procedure to be carried out in proper manner, and that is possible only and only when the transactions are of reliable nature. So the very first quality of transaction in accounting information is it should be of reliable nature. Then second quality of accounting information is relevance. Relevance means related to. The accounting information provided to us should be strictly related to our business. For example, you are running a business, you are purchasing say motor vehicle for day-to-day activities of business organization, it will be considered as transaction of business. But if you are purchasing a cycle for your child, it will not be considered as transaction of business. So here we need to keep in mind, we are not supposed to mix up the transaction of personal life with business organization. So transactions should be relevant, related to business activities only. Then third is understandable. The transaction should be in monetary terms so that it becomes easy to understand things properly. You can compare things only when you are able to understand things properly. So for comparison, it is very much necessary that the data provided is of understandable nature. For example, while writing accounts, we cannot write we have 3 buildings. Instead, we have to convert it in terms of rupees and we have to record it accordingly. Say, suppose one building is worth 1 crore. So we can state in accounting manner. So we can record it in accounting manner as we have 3 buildings worth 3 crore instead of writing 3 buildings. So here we have to convert, we need information of understandable nature. Then comparable nature, it should be such that you can compare. Say for example, last year I had 2 building and current year I have 3 building. That means easy assumption is I am growing. Same way, if last year I had 3 building, current year I have 2 building, does it mean I am declining? So here a normal assumption arises, yes, it is decline, but it is not correct. Now let me make further addition in this example. Last year I had 3 buildings in some remote area, and this year I have 2 buildings in some urban area. So the value of 3 buildings in rural area, remote area may be less, and the value of 2 buildings which are located in urban area may be more. So if I compare it in that manner, that last year I had 3 building, current year I have 2 building, that means I am declining. That is wrong. We have to convert it in monetary terms, and thereafter we can say, okay, suppose last year I have building of 3 crore and current year I have building worth rupees 5 crore. That means compared to last year I am increasing, improving. So here comparison was possible only when it was of understandable nature, or else comparison becomes difficult. So you need a standard unit, and that is money. So this was all for today. Now tomorrow onwards we will continue with next topic, that is users of accounting information. Thank you. Have a good day.